everyone. I'm Beth Vosmeier with Network and Action Northwest. I'm here today with Tony Lopez of Fresh Look Real Estate. Tony, how are you doing today?
Good morning. How are you, Beth?
I'm great. So please tell me how long you've been in the real estate industry.
I've been in the real estate industry since 2006, consistently. There's a little bit of a backstory, but we won't get into that. I actually got my license when I was 19, failed miserably the first go around. Nobody believes some fresh-faced kid trying to sell their $1 million house. So I went out of that, went into corporate, and then went back to it in 2006 and been in it ever since.
Very cool. So why do you do real estate? What makes you passionate about real estate?
What makes me passionate about real estate is helping people. Honestly, the part of it is I have a more of a holistic approach to it now, as opposed to when I first started in the industry. It was just like, get as many deals as you can, get them in, get them out, and it wasn't very personable. It was kind of a little cold-hearted. And I think as you get older and grow and age and responsibilities and this and that, you kind of say, hey, what am I really doing this for? So now my approach is a little more holistic, a little more like we can help people while we're having a good time and doing our job.
That's very cool. Why do you love real estate? What's the main thing?
Why do I really love? I love building wealth, to be perfectly honest with you. I love helping people build wealth. It's a great vehicle and a tool to create that wealth. And there's so many avenues in which you can go. For a first-time home buyer, it could be just as simply as creating your initial wealth and going on and building equity to get your second home. For a seasoned investor, just the ins and outs of flipping, which have done quite a bit of that too, to commercial properties. But I'm more focused on the residential side. And so just building wealth, there's so many avenues in which you can go in real estate. So that's what I love about real estate, is that there's so many vehicles to create wealth.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's a differentiator and a separator. It's what really makes the American dream come true for everyone. I agree. So tell me a favorite customer story.
I have quite a few of them. On a very personal one, I like talking to the story about my older sister. Hopefully she's okay with me telling the story, but I'll tell it anyway. So I get to the point where she goes and approaches me and says, everybody around me has houses. You have a house. How can I get a house? I'm like, how do you not know this? I'm an agent. This is what I do for a living. And so she says, well, look at my credit. And I look at her credit. We pulled her credit and you're like, oh, geez, there's a lot to work on here. But we started working on it and it took her a year. But going from the process of, where there's some, little things on her credit, to fixing it, to get her in a position with the down payment and everything else, giving her the information of, well, you can get it with a no down payment, or you can save the money to actually get a down payment, because there's very many vehicles towards that. But she chose a path. We got her there. A year and 2 months later, she was in her own home, which now I look at her equity that she's grown in it. And it's spectacular the amount of money she's made just by simply owning a home. And now she's thinking about buying her dream home. And that's all been in a process of, I would say, 3.5 years. So it's beautiful to see that. I also have a story about Stuart. His name is Stuart. I've helped this family almost in a very similar situation, where they knew nothing about credit. They knew nothing about the home buying process. Helped them get into their first home, helped them recently sell their second home and get into their dream home. And they're so happy, although they had a leak in their house the other day and they called me on it. But not only, that's part of the process I like, is you make friends along the way. And then they call you as their advisor and say, hey, do you know anybody that can fix my pipes? But that's part of it too. So it's really nice to have that. And a ton of investor success stories, helping them buy houses, flip them, make a bunch of money and help them buy their continuous house. So I have a lot of those stories, but I don't want to take too much of their time up. So
I love that you take a full approach, helping them, and you're in there with them for the long haul. I kind of would like to call you a real estate advisor, not just a real estate agent. And that's really a differentiator, I think, that makes you better than your competition. What's the best way for us to reach you, Tony, if we need someone with a holistic approach to help us buy some real estate?
Easy, 206-851-7441. That's been my number for the last 20 years, actually. So you can always get a hold of me there. I'm not trying to hide from you, so that's my number. And then if you want to email me, tony@freshlookrE.com. I'm happy to take an email too. If you just want to confidentially send me something or whatever and start a conversation, you can email me there. But honestly, just text me or call me. I think that's the best way to get a hold of me.
Tony, it's been so great learning so much about you today. I wish you best success, and I'm so glad that I have you as a resource for my clients.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.